Minnie, what's your big takeaway?
I think both candidates conducted themselves pretty well. I would say that they basically drew the debate to a tie. They both kind of improved their likability among voters. They introduced themselves to the American people, which I think was both people's goals. They both came off as, nice, reasonable people, which is not a way a lot of us think of our politicians these days. So I would say both candidates can kind of walk away feeling like the debate night was a success.
I do want to begin with something of special interest to our Middle East viewers. This may have been, I'm not 100% sure, this may have been the only national presidential level debate that opened with a question about the Middle East. It was the very first topic that the moderators raised, and it was about Iran's barrage of missiles against Israel and the potential for an Israeli response to Iran and what the U.S. position would be in the context of an Israeli retaliatory attack on Iran. I don't know whether it made any impression on you. It made an impression on me, given what I do for a living. But it was the first question last night. Any observation from how either of the nominees fared on this Middle East question? Todd, I'll start with you.
I thought it was one of the Democratic candidate's weakest moments. He clearly is out of his depth as a governor from Minnesota and former congressman. Foreign policy is not his forte. He misspoke at one point and referred to Israeli proxies in the Middle East when he was clearly talking about Iranian proxies. He did make a very strong point, which is arguable, about whether it was Trump who made the Middle East and Israel in particular less safe because he pulled the U.S. out of the Iran, the deal with Iran that was intended to keep Iran from developing nuclear weapons. Vance had an excellent comeback, which was a better debater. If Waltz had been a better debater, he could have come back to it. But Vance made the point that when Trump was president, there were no wars in the Middle East or anywhere else that broke out, and everything that people complain about chaos in the world, it was pretty stable because people were afraid of America and afraid of Trump. It was a much stronger moment for him.